Okay, so we've got our list here of the page names. Let's go ahead and hop over to the getbootstrap.com and I want to go ahead and do a list group again, which we use that for the login page if you remember. And I want to do one kind of like this here. I think this is kind of neat. So we'll take this format here. So we need to hop over to Aptana. And let's go ahead and remove our echo. And we're going to go ahead and break the PHP so we can put in some HTML. So we need to end the PHP here on line 48 and then start another PHP tag here on 52. And we can kind of tidy this up a little bit. Okay, so let's hop back over to the browser and let's take a look at what we need. So we first need a div, and this is actually going to go all the way around the list. So we don't want this inside the while loop, we want it outside of it. So up here on line 42, let's make a div, and we need to give it a class, and that class name is list-group. And we'll go ahead and close that. Let's take this ending div tag here and paste it, remember, after the while loop. So paste that. I actually copied that instead of cut it, so make sure you didn't do what I did there. So now we've started the list group. Now let's look at the other components. We're going to need to build an A tag or a link. So A, and we'll give it a href, and for right now we'll just put in a pound sign. And we'll close that. Let's see what kind of class we need to give it. Okay, we just need to give it list group item. Ignore the active for now. So give it a class list-group-item. So now the content of that item is going to go in here. And let's go ahead for now and just do the list group item heading. So that's an H4 tag. And we need to give it that class. List-group-item-heading. Now we want to go ahead and echo that page title. So start a PHP tag, echo, page_list, then the title key, semicolon, close the PHP. And let's test this out. So save. Go ahead and refresh. There you go, very slick. Now in the example here, they give kind of a just a little bit of text underneath here, and what might be cool is to maybe give a little preview or blurb of the page. So let's go ahead and do that. So underneath the H4 tag, let's make a paragraph. And that needs to have a class of list group item text. So give it a class list dash group dash item dash text. It's a long one. And now to limit the text, we're going to go ahead and use the substring function in PHP. PHP has got a lot of great functions already pre-built in it for handling strings, and this is just one of the many great functions. What this will allow us to do is cut the string down to a length which we decide, and we can actually tell it where we want it to start and where we want it to end. So the first parameter we send it is going to be the string itself. The second parameter is where we want it to start. And then the last parameter is how many characters we want returned. So say we want to have maybe 20 characters shown. We would give it the string, we would have it start at 0, and then trim it at 20. So let's go ahead and do that. So head back to Aptana here. And let's go ahead and create another variable to hold that value. So underneath our while loop, give yourself some space. Make sure it's within the PHP tags. And we'll just call this blurb. And this is going to equal the page body with the substring function wrapped around it. So we start out by doing substring, and we want to give it the string, which is going to be page list, then the body key, and then we want to do our start, which is going to be 0, which is basically the first character. And let's go ahead and trim it down to 20 characters. Make sure you close that at the end. Now let's go ahead and echo that out in our paragraph. So PHP tags, echo, blurb, close that, then close the PHP, save that, and let's take a look. And we'll refresh. There you go. Now it looks like we've actually broken this, and I know why. We talked about this previously, and that is the HTML that is inside the page is now breaking our list here and turning it into one big item. So if we actually right click on this and do inspect element, we'll use the Google Chrome developer tools, and yes, you'll see we've got an image tag being trimmed off at 20 characters. So let's do this. Let's go back to Aptana, and inside the substring function we need to go ahead and run the strip tags function. So we need to do strip underscore tags parenthesis, and then put the closing parenthesis here. So what that's going to do is before it runs the substring, it's going to strip the tags from the page body. So let's go ahead and save that. And we'll go ahead and close the developer tools here and refresh. There you go. Now we don't have that issue anymore. This is definitely not enough characters. We're ending right about here. So let's go ahead and add to that. So we'll go ahead and do, I don't know, maybe about the size of a Twitter post. So about 160 characters. Let's save that. Refresh. That's not bad. We might even trim that down a little bit.